Friday night, and you're now clocked in on The Late Shift with Will Merrill. Featuring everyone's favorite HR director, CorNae Granville. Tonight's guest from the Joce and Float podcast, stand-up comedian Dwayne the Comic. And now it's time to get that work with Will Merrill.
What up, everybody? Another episode of sorry about that. What up, everybody? Another episode of Late Shift with your boy, Will Merrill. Thank y'all so much for clocking in each and every week and supporting this, not only this right here, but also supporting Mad Game ENT. Man, all the platforms out there, man, we appreciate y'all clocking in each and every week. Look, we got an exciting show for y'all. You already know the vibes, man. We got my boy Dwayne, the comic, clocking in, man. One of the hardest working guys out there in these comedy streets. Also, we got my girl CorNae Granville with the water cooler news. She gonna be coming in here, spilling that good old tea. And also, me and all my randomness. You know how I be talking, but when I be talking, I be talking. You know what I'm saying? I be talking. But y'all wonder why I had a mask on. I'm be honest with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a little bit of that, COVID got your boy, man. COVID got your boy. Man, I just slipped off, COVID slid on me, man, you know what I'm saying, caught me lacking, man, turned me to a pack, man. I was inside for a hot little piece, so I had the mask on, you know what I'm saying, and then I realized, I was like, man, people still catching COVID, like, we still out here in these COVID streets, like, outside open, but we still get forced to go back inside, and then, I remember back in the day, you remember when COVID was real? Y'all remember when COVID used to be like, you know, like the hot topic? You know, you call COVID, you was like, man, you got COVID. Oh, Lord, well, it was nice knowing you, sir. It was nice knowing you. Now, like, I went to the nurse, I was like, man, I got COVID. And the nurse was like, I got 3 kids. And I was like, what that have to do with anything? She's like, neither one of us had protection. I was like, you right. You is absolutely right, ma'am. You is absolutely right. So, you know, we both out here ain't got nothing on our heads to cover up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm out here catching COVID, she catching nuts. It's just, you know what I'm saying, just catching everything, man. I feel like, you know, Antonio Brown out here, you know what I'm saying, take my shirt off and just catching stuff. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, like COVID nowadays, like you catch COVID now at this point, like it ain't even like worth nothing. It's almost like I just seen people catch herpes and still, you know what I'm saying, not quarantine, but catch COVID. Like it ain't even nothing no more. Like catching COVID ain't nothing. It's not what it used to be, you know what I'm saying. But now they got monkeypox, so shout out to everybody out there with the monkeypox. I guess it replaced the chicken pox. Y'all remember chicken pox? Y'all remember that stuff? You know what I'm saying? We used to have chicken pox. You know, like that was the gift that kept on giving, because if you knew someone with chicken pox and you had a child, you'd be like, oh, I'm about to go ahead and bring my child on there so they get chicken pox. You know what I'm saying? The type of DCFS abuses that was, we was like purposely infecting our children to get a disease, because that way, you know, once they get it, they're immune to it. I don't get that. I mean, I don't know if monkeypox is the same way. Like, you know, once you get the monkeypox and you're immune to it, like you eat bananas all the time. I don't know. Like, you know, this was Dragon Ball Z and this was Frieza. They'd be called Saiyan pox. You know what I'm saying? It'd be over 9,000. I don't know. But look, y'all, I know it's random, but look, man, we gonna go to our commercial break. Y'all already know the vibes, man. Y'all already know what these commercials is, man. Listen, look, I'm about to sneak in my favorite commercial, man. It's gonna be my girl J. Marie Bundles, man. Look, she gonna have a little thing, gonna be gold and black, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a little goo, man. Shout out to my girl, man. Get them bundles, get that lace front, you know what I'm saying? Like, it come, you know, it come with the closure you didn't get from your boyfriend. It's gonna come in the hair, so you know what I'm saying? Make sure you get that. We'll be right back after this on Late Shift.
Man, nothing can wash this away. I spent 21 years of my life in prison for absolutely nothing.
The song Lockdown. Mm-hmm. If irony was a song.
And for the first couple of months in the jail, man, I was in a state of shock, because I literally was watching everything I said in the song come true.
Are there any plans of reigniting the Black Lions Coalition?
It's a concept that I think need to be revisited.
As you can see, there's only me. But I just want to let y'all know, I stay on the grind. Even when other people clock out, like Merrill, he clocked out, but I stayed because I'm on the late shift, and we still got things to do, like water cooler news, baby. So I gotta get it out there. First things first, I want to let y'all know I missed y'all. I hope y'all miss me too, cause I be really thinking about y'all throughout the week and wondering what y'all doing and eating, cause I love to eat. But anyway, let me get on back to the story. Okay, let's get to water cooler news right quick. We're gonna break it on down. Y'all know what season it is. Summer is over. It's time for the little kids to go back to school. For me, I'm happy.
I'm happy. Leave me alone.
I'm happy. For them, they mad.
Look at you. You mad. You big mad.
They big mad. But it's for a good cause. Y'all go get y'all education. Parents, get up. Make sure you see your babies off. Try to fix them something to eat. If you can't, give them some milk and cook it.
I'm gonna get some milk and cook.
Any little thing to sustain that little stomach before they get to school, because y'all know school lunch and all that's be whack. I think I need to be in charge of school lunch and everything. I'm gonna come cook for all the kids, and they gonna be thick, just like me. So I'm gonna think about that. But anyway, also on water cooler news, I just want to say again, I miss y'all. That's all I got to say. He'll be back shortly. Don't worry about that. It's all about me right now, okay? But yeah, school's in. Make sure kids are staying sanitary out there. The first week of school, you always get a lot of kids that are sick, and you don't want. So make sure you put some hand sanitizer in there. Y'all know we got monkeypox out there. We still got the corona out there. So just make sure all those babies safe out there. I know I made sure mine was. She rolled off this morning, ain't even looked back and say nothing to me, Lord. She got in that little car and was like, me. She's out of there, but. I just want to pray for all the kids out there. I pray that y'all have a great school year. Learn as much as you can, because education, they cannot take away from you. And yeah, we'll see y'all next time with Water Cooler News with your girl, CorNae Granville, here on the late shift with your boy, Will Merrill. I love y'all.
I'm supporting Gail Horn-Ray because she is the #1 choice for this judgeship.
If I was ever in a situation I needed a lawyer, Gail would be the one that I would call.
She understands the law. She knows how to apply the law.
A judicial temperament and her overall ability just to discern and cut to the truth.
Taking cases without being paid, just from the goodness of her heart.
The amount of years that she's put in her profession and still being successful, still volunteering, still doing, just in the community, it matters.
We're talking about families, we're talking about single people, we're talking about black folk, white folk, whoever. Gail has just been a true warrior for human rights.
People know her face, people know her name, and people know her service. And they know her heart. And so that's why she'll make an excellent judge.
Luke Thibodeau, investigator with the Public Defender's Office, and I support Gail Ray.
I'm C. Denise Marcel. I'm state representative for District 61, and I'm proud to be the supporter for attorney Gail Horn-Ray for Judge Division G.
I'm Carlos Temple, and I support Gail.
I am Corey Smith, and I'm a community advocate, and I'm supporting Gail Horn-Ray for District Court Judge.
I'm Larry Selders, District 67 State Representative, and I support Gail Ray.
Phoenix Air Spa provides its customers with a soothing environment, incomparable professional services, extraordinary results. Relax, recharge, and re-emerge anew at Phoenix Air Spa, always aesthetically you.
Yo, what up? And we are back on the Late Shift with Will Merrill. My guest this evening needs no introduction. So guess what, Late Shift fans? He gets an introduction. That's right, y'all. Man, this guy right here is one of the hardest working comics out there in the streets, man, doing shows all across the state, all across the city. Y'all can also clock in with him on his podcast, Joce and Float, that you can find on all streaming platforms. Right here, my dog, Dwayne, the comic. What's up, brother?
Yes, sir. What's going on with you?
Man, thank you for clocking in with your boy, man.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt, man. So tell me, bro, like, how did the comedy journey start?
The comedy journey for me? Well, okay, so mine's a little different because I didn't know that stand-up comedy was a thing you could do till like my senior year of high school.
Okay.
Like I didn't really know about stand-up or none of that till like I got in high school. I didn't really watch. Nobody really was into that around me, so I didn't know about it. But like I started watching specials and all that, and I was into it, and I was like, this is pretty cool. And then Kevin Hart, Let Me Explain.
Yeah.
When he goes back and shows like all his history, that was when I was like, oh, this is something you can actually go out and do. Like I didn't know about open mics or nothing.
Yeah.
So I found out about that, and I didn't have nowhere to do it in my town. I'm from Lake Charles. They're small. They didn't have no comedy.
Shout to the Chuck.
Yeah. So I didn't do nothing with it for years, and then I finally moved out here, and I heard somebody just mentioned it to me one day about an open mic. And I went out and I tried it that first night, and it went good, and I've been going ever since.
Yeah. So like, tell me. So like, a lot of people don't realize this. So this is something that a lot of folks may not realize about me. When I started my comedy journey, like, it wasn't something that I feel like though I was set out to do. Like, had my first set went bad, I'd just be like, all right, I'm done. And just went on to something else. Like, that would have just been it. So, like, tell me, like, if you feel like though, like, comedy was something you set out to do, so if you would have actually bombed that first night, would you have gotten up the next week?
Yeah, I would have. Like, I kind of lied. I started a little bit before I came out here.
Yeah.
When I was in Lake Charles before I moved out here, like when I was fresh out of college, just dropped out of college, I would go to Houston. I would go to
drop out.
I would go to Houston every other week and try to get on a date at the Houston Improv open mic.
Okay.
And I did it like 3 times. First time I did, it went great. Second time I bombed. Bombed horribly, like one of the worst bombs I've ever done. And I didn't go back for like 6 months.
Okay.
And I finally got the courage to go back, and I've been like, once I finally got back on it and I got the confidence back, I've been good ever since. I don't really worry about bombing and nothing. I'm still gonna come back. If I bomb, you got a show tomorrow, come back again tomorrow. I don't care.
That's it. That's the thing about it, man. Think about comedy, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes be good and sometimes be bad.
Yeah, and even then, you can still have a perfect performance. Jokes, all the jokes you do are perfect. They hit every night, and then you can still go out and bomb just on some freak stuff. So I mean, you can't chalk up one night to just like, oh no, I ain't cut out to do this. Everybody get booed, everybody bomb. It don't matter, no matter who you are.
That's it. So like, what is a Dwayne the comic experience when everyone comes to see you? Like, what sets you apart from other comedians?
I feel like I'm funny to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, no shots to anybody that might feel like I'm talking about them. But like, there's certain people you go out and you be like, you watch them and you like, okay, they got like maybe 2 crowds of people you can put this in front of. And they'll do good. Like, I feel like I can go in front of any crowd and I can relate to them at least a little bit to the point where they'll start laughing. And they can kind of get my general vibe. Like, I'm kind of just a real chill, laid-back dude. It's not, like, I get along with everybody. It's pretty easy to come in and enjoy my comedy, I would say. It's not that offensive.
Right.
Nothing like that. It's pretty chill. It's like chilling at the house with your favorite cousin or something.
Okay, look. It's my favorite cousin.
Yeah.
Dwayne the cousin.
All that. Comic, the cousin, whatever you need me to be.
That's it. So you are from Lake Charles. You're from Lake Charles, and you're growing your comedy. I'll say that in the Baton Rouge area. But I know you've performed at Lake Charles. So what is like the difference between, I guess, performing at home in Lake Charles and then performing like out here in Baton Rouge, kind of where the comedy grew?
Okay, well, okay, perfect. Well, staying in Baton Rouge, I feel like it was easier for me to get started because every time I would go out, I knew nobody knew who I was.
Yeah.
So I could talk about whatever I wanted. I could say whatever I wanted. I could say I grew up like this, like whatever I needed to do just to make the joke work.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to worry about people in the crowd being like, that's not what happened. Or like, why are you talking about me? Like, cause like when I first got on, it was jokes about my parents and stuff like that. And like I never had to worry about them being like getting calls like, oh man, you was talking about this at the show. And like I had creative freedom to do whatever. Like, I was just a new generic character. I could do whatever. Yeah. So when I got to by the time I got to Lake Charles, I had good jokes and stuff. So I also didn't have to worry about like getting all my cousins to go watch me, and I sucked, and then they never wanted to go again. By the time I actually got in front of people, I knew I was decent at least.
Okay. That makes sense. That does make sense.
Yeah, I feel like that was needed.
Okay. So you're host, one of the co-hosts of the Joce and Float podcast. Tell us a little bit about like the vibe of that, the Joce and Float.
Joce and Float. I mean, if you're from Louisiana, if you're not, you might not know what Joce is. But if you know what Joce means, you know that's exactly what the show is. Just chilling, vibing, clowning around, not worried about what's going on or what you say. Yeah. You just jocing, you just messing around. Like how your daddy and them do, like when you was a little kid and you sneak in there and watch them talk with their friends over like cards. Right. The same thing. We just jocing. Fact. Sometimes we floating or we do both.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe. Me and my one of my best friends, shout out Booby Doucette.
Yeah, shout out to Booby Doucette, man. You know what I'm saying? The big Booby, not the little one. The triple D cup, not the A cup.
Yeah. It's low key. If I could describe it in one sentence, it's like being at the lunch table in high school.
That was up, man.
Like
shout out to second shift, man. Second shift, best shift. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. So, you do a lot of shows around, man. What is that? I always like to ask these comedians this, man. What was that one show? And I always say that one show where it's just like you will never forget it, whether it went well, whether it went bad, whether it was just weird, whether it was just like, man, I'm never gonna forget this show. This is gonna be the one. So what was that one show that you?
I've had shows like that. All those different varieties. I've had shows that went good that I will never forget. I've had shows that was weird I'll never forget. Shows that went bad I'll never forget. One of the first shows I can remember that made me feel pretty good was the first show I did with you.
Okay.
And somebody else. I think it was Omar. Because that was like when I first got out here.
Yeah.
It was you, Omar, Howard. And I was like, okay, if I can do a show with them, eventually, like, I know I'm doing something right.
Right.
I'm doing good at something.
Yeah.
So when I did that, and I did a show with y'all, and it went good, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm pretty good. Like, I guess I'll survive a little while.
Right.
Shows that went bad, I've had a couple shows that went bad. Not bad to like Will Smith bad, but like bad to like where people will heckle me, and to the point where I'll be like, oh, okay, I don't have no comeback for this.
Yeah.
You won. Like that's bad when you go to the comedy show and somebody else takes your job in mid-performance.
Right, exactly.
I've had that. I've had weird shows. Weird with like, okay, I've had weird where like the people who put on the show was weird, and I've had weird where the crowd was weird.
Yeah.
Like I've had shows where people come up to me afterwards and try to hang out with me, or try to like, hey man, you wanna come to my car and do this? Like, no, I don't. No, what?
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand you think I'm cool. I'm not that cool. Like, nah, I'm not about to come and just walk to your car. I don't know you, bro.
Right. Yeah, I've done shows where it's always weird because you don't want to be rude, but I've done shows where it's like people want to like, man, buy you a drink, like, hey man, want you know what I'm saying, want hit this line? It's like, well, I don't really do that.
I respect you, thank you, but no.
Put it offer, but nah, I don't really get down like that.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna just stay here, and you can go do whatever you want to do.
You do your thing, you know what I'm saying? All right, so look, we got this game. We're gonna be right back, and we're gonna be playing with the game after this.
I got this nerd bird. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, you ready, son? You ready? No. What the?
I mean, do my bow. I let them come in with the yeah. I mean, do my bow.
How he get her anyway?
He been bow music. Get him every time.
Oh, he said bow music?
Bow. Dance.
What up, y'all? We are back on the late shift. I got my dog Dwayne, the comic here, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Dwayne, not the little one. And we gonna play our famous late shift game called Initial Answer. So basically, with all those that know how to play the game, basically how the game goes is that I'm gonna ask you a bunch of random questions, and you gotta give me an answer. But the answer has to start with your first initial, which since it's Dwayne, it's gonna be the letter D.
The D.
The D. The
God's
big D.
favorite initial.
That's it.
The answer to everything.
The answer to everything, man. D. Can't go wrong with D. All right, so you ready?
I think so.
All right, late shift fans, y'all ready? I guess y'all ready. I don't know. We gonna find out.
They ain't got no choice.
they ain't going there. All right. Question number 1. Name a store, grocery or department.
Dollar Tree.
Hey, Dollar Tree. That's it. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Name a sports team.
I hate them, but Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys. We hate them too. We could have took Denver. Could have took Denver.
Denver, yeah. Don't let my daddy see that.
Right. What is the title of a movie?
Title of a movie?
Yeah.
It's random. I've never seen this movie, but Dunkirk. That came in my head.
Dunkirk. Shout out to that World War II movie.
Yeah.
That I think like 7 people watched, but
not even including me. I
didn't
don't know
watch
why.
it. I didn't watch
Daredevil.
it.
There we go.
There we go. Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? That's it. All right. Name a drink.
Dr. Pepper.
All right, Dr. Pepper. We will accept it. We will accept Dr. Pepper, the pepper with the PhD.
Y'all need a little Family Feud to look.
All right. Finally, name a farm animal.
A farm animal? Is a donkey a farm animal?
Judges? I think so. I think we'll go and accept it. We will accept.
My man, I sure would have been like, nah. Pick something else.
We will accept donkey. So let the folks know, what else you got coming up. We're in the middle of August right now. So what you got coming up where people can come check you out, man? They want to get that Dwayne the comic experience.
Man, if you're trying to get the experience, first of all, we got the Joce and Float podcast. You can to get into that, just type in Joce and Float on any podcast streaming platform. We're on all of them. Type it in on Instagram, it'll come up. Shows wise, you can catch me at Jinx Bar in New Orleans. This probably won't be out by then. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all good.
But I just want to make it look like I got a lot of shows.
Yeah, let them know, man. Let me use
I got Jinx Bar in New Orleans tomorrow. I'm going to be at the Guru in Baton Rouge next week. The week after that, I'm going to be at Boomerang Comedy Theater in Baton Rouge.
Shout out.
And then the week after that, I'm going to be at OB's Bar and Grill in Lake Charles, Louisiana. The last show was actually a roast battle, so you don't have to go to that one because I might not win, and I don't want to advertise anything I'm not winning, so take that one with a grain of salt. But those other shows, definitely pull up to those. Definitely get a great vibe. I might lose in that other one, so the vibe might not last that long, but it'll still be fun if you happen to come out.
Right. So before we wrap this up, you're doing a roast battle. You've done a lot of plethora of shows. Like, how is it preparing it for like a stand-up comedy showcase versus a competition where you're under a different state of awareness, aka stone versus drunk versus sober, versus a roast battle? You know what I'm saying? Where's the preparation with that?
Okay, so with a showcase, usually with a showcase, it'll be like I have a set that I'm working on, but all the jokes in that set are good. And I just want to, I'm working on this right now. So this is what's going on at that show. Competition is nothing but the best jokes. I got to hit every single time. If I can, I got to throw the best stuff. I want them laughing the whole time. Now, if it's like stone versus drunk versus sober, that's a little different because depending on what team I'm on, I want to try to get most of my jokes to fit around that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be team sober talking about smoking weed and getting drunk. Cause I feel like I'm helping the other teams then.
Yeah.
So depending on that, I might have to change it up a little bit. I usually talk about stuff like that anyway, so it's good.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to a roast battle, that's completely different because I don't know if you've had this problem, but every roast battle I've done, I never know any of the people in the roast battle.
Yeah.
Like I got the one I'm going to at OB's. I haven't met any of these people. I don't know it. I know one person, and I bet that's not the dude I'm gonna be matched up against. So like those, it's a lot of Facebook stalking, a lot of Instagram stalking.
Yeah.
It's basically like it's like I'm trying to date this person.
True.
Like we just started texting, and I'm trying to figure out about him, but I don't want to ask too much. Like y'all know what I'm talking about. Like that same process. I'm going through all his pictures, all his captions. I'm trying to see what kind of person this dude is.
Facts.
Like all of that, and I'm writing jokes off of that, and then. This happened last time. I hate when it's the people who don't update their Facebooks and their Instagrams, because like I had this one dude I was matched up with first round. I had nothing but fat jokes and blonde hair jokes, and I got there. This dude was skinny. He had black hair. I was like, well, what am I gonna talk about? Like, it threw me all off. So stuff like that. I hate I like the challenge because you got to be on your toes a lot in the roast battle. That's why I'm doing it again. But like I much rather prefer a showcase or a Stone versus Drunk versus Sober. I'm not a good roaster. I'm light skinned. I'm a nice dude.
I feel you, bro.
So it's out of my element. But I'm trying to get better.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to hit him with that Drake noise, you know what I'm saying? Hit with that sticky.
You know how sticky you get.
Yeah, facts.
Pause. Never mind. I shouldn't have smiled at you when I said that.
I know, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, these days, man, probably a little homo, bro.
I mean, yeah, if you cool with that.
I'm saying, just a little bit. Not a lot.
Because my lifestyle.
Yeah. The way we roll over here.
Yeah.
Well, man, appreciate you clocking in with us, man. Look, let everybody know where they can follow you at, man. Where you know they can reach you out to you with your booking info, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. I got you. Y'all can follow me. I think I got it down packed to where all my social medias are the same. It's Dwayne the Comic. It's DWAYNE. THECOMIC. You got to spell it because sometimes people they don't catch on. But yeah, it's all of that. It's all the same on Instagram, Twitter, not Snapchat. Don't get on. You can't follow me on Snapchat. YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. You can type in Joce and Float. That's where you find all our episodes, all our highlights, all of that. And that's it, man. It's pretty simple. If you want to book me, hit me up on Instagram or wherever you can find me. Just hit me up. I'll get the business down. I got you.
That's it, man. He's pulling up, man. Dwayne, I appreciate you clocking in with your boy, bro. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be right back on Late Shift with Will Merrill. That's it, y'all. Another episode in the books. I want to thank my dog, Dwayne the Comic, for clocking in with your boy. Also, give a huge shout out to CorNae Granville with the water cooler news. Also, man, thank you all for watching this show each and every week, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure y'all like us on Facebook. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I do follow back. Don't follow me to my car. I am strapped. It's Friday night and the weekend's here. So you already know the vibes, man. Listen, so either hit the streets, hit the sheets, or hit your side chick, y'all. Okay, yeah, I know I was supposed to say something random, but nah, just hit your side chick. Shout out to everybody that's out there that just found out they were side chicks last week. Shout out to all y'all out there that just found out that your man, you know what I'm saying, he posted with pictures with his wife and stuff like that for the back to school, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, oh yeah, met my wife, my children, you know what I'm saying, going back to school, can't wait. You was like, oh, I didn't know you had a wife. Ooh, okay, now I'm a side chick now. Oh, okay, now I'm mashed potatoes out here. Good night, y'all.